coming into camp?
Yeah, it's really exciting coming into camp always, just to see everyone again, and yeah, really important games for us that are must-wins, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really important camp.
You didn't get stuck in any of the storms yesterday?
Well, I kind of did.
I just assume if someone is here this morning that
Yeah. No, I was boarded my flight, but then was stuck on the runway for about 3 hours. Yeah, I know. I was like, leave me in the terminal so I can have a dinner or something. And then, yeah, a bit of a traumatic landing, but I've made it here in one piece. So.
Perfect. It makes me feel any better. When we were coming back from Mets, we had the exact same experience. We were in one of those tiny propeller planes.
Oh no.
And like, I think we were the last flight to land into Dublin that day, and it was just like constantly, very scary. These Georgia games, like the way people are building them up is kind of that they're obvious wins for us because of what we've done against them before. But I suppose for you as a player, what's it like coming into those games?
Yeah, I think we can't look at the previous results. Obviously, they're in the playoffs for a reason, and I think because they are playoffs, there's an extra level to it. It's almost like cup game fixtures. You never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, we've got to be really on it, really on our best game, and just focus on the task ahead.
And in terms of the stage of the season we're at, like for some people are coming in, it's the end of their season, it's kind of relatively start of the season for the WSL. How are you feeling yourself in terms of like your physicality, in terms of your match awareness, all that sort of stuff? Yeah,
so I've been fortunate that I've played a lot of minutes so far in WSL, so I'm feeling like I have a good rhythm right now, and feeling pretty focused when I step on the pitch that I can perform as best as I can. I think, these games might be a bit different to maybe a WSL game and like the environment that might be. But yeah, personally feel good, and I know that everyone will be best prepped going into these games, no matter how many minutes or what stage of the season they are. Like everyone knows what's expected from us. So, yeah.
Are you guys going to get out on the pitch soon today, or the winds to die down?
Yeah, winds to die down, everyone to arrive. Yeah, I think it will depend on probably the minutes you played and what's best for your body today. They're always great with that, and the performance staff know what's needed from us.
Anna, the Nations League window was kind of a whirlwind for you. Like you got the eligibility confirmed, came in playing top class opponents for 6 games, and now we're here. Like, can you just maybe reflect on those few months? It's kind of a whirlwind few months for you coming into the Ireland camp.
Yeah, definitely a whirlwind, but it was unbelievable. It was such an honour to make my debut, and it all came about really quickly, but that's what you want. You want to be able to be on that stage, and you want to be playing those opponents. I can remember having that moment in the tunnel before playing France, like, wow, this is it, this is really happening. And the emotions all involved with it as well, and being able to see my family in the stands who managed to come out. But yeah, I think it was so good being able to play those level of opponents in all my first few fixtures. I think learnt a lot about me as a player on that stage and what I need to do to improve as well. And yeah, I think what's great is also the team has really got around me and made me feel so comfortable so early, and I think that helps me be able to perform.
And that France game was France was the 2 bookends of the campaign, and just the mood after the game in Cork was obviously special for you. It was such a special day getting your first goal and everything, and just the I think there was a great energy after that game. Are you hoping to capture some of that in this camp?
Yeah, I think we have a lot to take from that game and a lot of confidence. I think it was like full circle of our Group A experience, of everything that we kind of learnt from the previous games, being able to put it into place in that game and everything clicking. It was a great experience, great atmosphere, and yeah, I was really happy that I could also get a cheeky goal at the end as well.
Yeah, I'd say it was great to get your first goal in an Ireland jersey, like say after the emotion of coming out in the tunnel in Metz to get to that stage of scoring a goal. How did you take that experience?
Yeah, I think there was so many like nerves and everything in that first game to then such a high of scoring that goal and feeling really, I don't know, part of the team in that moment as well, and the celebrations and the crowd and everything. I think, yeah, it was such a special moment and special memory for me.
It's been a little bit of a tricky start to the WSL season. Like you say, it's been great to get so many minutes. I'm sure you're feeling fresh. How are you feeling kind of coming in off the back the first few games in the WSL?
Yeah, I think it has been really tough for us. I think there's been performances that we've deserved probably more points from, and maybe getting the wins. So that's been tough for us. But I think, yeah, it's nice to now come into this environment and kind of change my focus and, yeah, have 2 big games to look to now.
It's hard to gauge levels in football, especially when you get right to the very top. But like, is there a big jump from, let's say, playing in Manchester City? WSL is so strong now, so international. But is it another big jump again going against City or a Chelsea to playing France or in England?
Oh, yeah, and I think I really felt that coming in. The intensity of international football, I don't think you can compare to of being in the league, and it's also just kind of the emotion of an international game as well that you probably don't feel playing week in, week out in the league. And there's something so special about that heightened emotion, but it is also something that you've got to learn to manage. I think that's something I've also had to figure out as best as I can throughout this campaign. But yeah, no, there is a massive step up, but that's what it's all about. Like, I want to be playing at the highest level. And I think, yeah, being in Group A and playing against those top opponents.
When you say emotion, you mean the anthems, family in the stands? Is that what you're
Yeah, the emotions of that, the emotions of, the heightened nerves, like you're wanting to do your best for your country, you're wanting to really prove yourself, and kind of dealing with the pressures involved with that.
And when you're playing these teams, is it like the concentration levels have to be better? Is it that it's more physical, quicker, or all of that?
Yeah, all of it, to be honest. I think you do have really large spells without the ball, and that's when you really need to remain focused. I think I came out from the majority of those games with a headache from just having to follow the ball, checking your surroundings, knowing all the different runs. Like, they're such smart players, and you don't know what they're going to do. You can't switch off for any moment. So yeah, there is a massive mental part of playing those opponents, along with the physical side, obviously.
Just to flip back to that France game, because there have been 6 losses in a row, including the Wales friendly before that. Now obviously playing, everyone appreciates the level of teams that Ireland were up against, but it can kind of seep into your bones a bit. Like, it must have been a real release to actually, okay, we can win against these teams. And did you feel that after the game, as Owen says, it was such emotions, but just to actually prove, we can beat these teams?
Yeah, I think it was great to prove that to everyone, and I think people had probably seen us progress as well throughout the group and our performances and having chances and getting the goal against England as well, and kind of going a lot more toe to toe with them in the previous game. Yeah, I think it was a massive release for us as well, and yeah, the atmosphere after a game when you win is much different than a loss, and that's just the reality. And I think that's also a really nice thing to share within a team as well, is really celebrate your wins. And that's what we were able to do after that game in Cork against France.
Just lastly, I appreciate if you're not too aware of this, or if you don't want to comment on it, but a Saudi Arabian oil company, Aramco, is got a sponsorship deal with FIFA. They will be sponsoring the next Women's World Cup. That there's a list of signatories from female footballers who are opposing this, and that includes Diane Colwell and Lily Ike and Kira Carusa. Are you aware of that? Would you be willing to put your name to that list?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of it at all. I think I'd like to talk to the girls about it on camp and gain a better understanding. But yeah, by all accounts, I think I'd sign that as well.
Okay, but you just want to learn a bit
Yeah,
more
I want to
about
learn
the
more about
principle.
it and talk about it with the girls, and obviously they've signed it for a reason, and I think I'd want to hear their views and opinions on it and just read more about it myself as well before making any comments.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Thanks, Anna.
Appreciate it.